Okay. Actually, this is my second take. I was looking at my phone and I didn't see the microphone working. So I was like, "Oh, is there something wrong with the microphone?" And just realized the Bluetooth was not. It was connected to something else. So that's why. And as always, they were trying to make me think. Oh, do you think it's like I'm always on high alert? So I'm like, okay, I know my microphone has been off on and on every once in a while. So I don't know. As I'm saying that, there's somebody who like make a noise, come even with that noise, I was like, "Oh, delusional." I don't know how it goes. My first instinct will always be like, "Okay, are they doing something?" Okay, no, not because I know everything around me is orchestrated, manipulated. But usually I'm like, it's probably. I look around, double check everything because I know like they play my phone, but not that much. But what I'm going to talk about is these people. The they 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 really try to break you down and make you accept this psyop. The psyop with me is the the psyop with me is there's people are this feminist women protector, protecting the community, this and that, and you are a terrible person. You do this and you do this, and so we are here to avenge for that. You're gonna pay for it. Psyop, fraudulent BS. These people are trash that torture women and children and have been using sexual torture. It's been ongoing for years. I'm talking about yeasting and torture. Like, it's just sexual torture is so bad that some women have difficulties to walk, using the restroom. It's funny with me. They're like, oh, they're gonna rape you every night, but they're gonna do it the old way, the old school. I'm like, okay, so the new school is the good way. Now you understand these people are trying to vilify you. A lot of the vilification is a manipulation, is a creation, is a falsification of memories and others. Then try to break you down and try to be doubtful. For example, that moment where I'm like, oh, did you like you had a suspicion that maybe we might have done something, a suspicion. I'm talking to people who are manipulating everything around me. Of course, I'm gonna have a suspicion, but at this point, I understand what you're gonna do is gonna use that suspicion to gaslight me. You see how kind of this kind of people I'm talking about. So you understand that they're gonna do everything possible to break you down and make you accept this vilify you in every way possible. They're gonna do their best. So, to all my target individual, listen to this story. You see these women, horrible things, what they've done to women, horrible things. Look at their face, horrible. I mean, this disgusting. And they made this. I know they come up with their own. Sometimes when I speak, I understand. Like I see that they control my speech, as I said before. I'll consider them people responsible for thousands of tormenting, tortures, rapes, and all kind of horrible things for human experimentation purposes, of course. Trying to vilify you for anything they can try to knowingly create but bring up. And it's so pathetic to think that I will ever let these people involve in this program that they try to make it obvious that they try to escape from the reality, not even escape, try to sigh up from the reality. These people break bones of women and children, destroy their life, they torment them, and they want to make me see them in these different pictures, and like, oh, we'll feel bad. You feel bad when then? When you do that to women or children? That's when you feel bad? Like these people, and so obviously it's part of the psyop. Now they come up with things they want to vilify for, and some of that is actually creations. Try to find how can we make him look bad, vilify him. So when it's something that they have to create, they're gonna create. I remember. And by the way, to counter this, somebody said, "Oh, and you're gonna fight," because they were making me imagine something that didn't happen. This is part of the scripts. I remember this. I was coming back from this to my apartment. and getting about to go to a downstairs apartment where we're gonna have a some kind of a party. Somebody's gonna have a party. They invited me there. I'm 28 years old. I'm walking to my apartment. On my way there, I see some 20-some-year-old. I'm giving her 25-year-old or something like that on the floor by her door. I'm like, what? Okay, thank you. And so I see her. I'm like, do you need help? I help her up, and was like, can you get in your apartment? And she's trying to get her keys that are not working. It's not the right keys. Like, where are your friends? Like, I don't know. It's like, do you want to get to the apartment, to my apartment, and we can call them. I'm next to her. She sit down. She calls the place. They try so bad to try to create some false reality, and then she's not. Her friends are somewhere else. They're not gonna come there for a while. It's like, okay, you can chill here until they come. It's like, okay. She just lay on the couch, and that's that. I'm going upstairs, get ready, then I go downstairs to the party. At the party, I'm like, hey, we're gonna, I'm talking, I'm trying to be fun. It's like, hey, by the way, there's some random person. She was just laying on by her door. You guys want to come and see? You want to come and see that person? It's crazy. Yeah, it's like, what? I was like, yeah, let's go. I see, they come to my apartment. And she's there, just kind of laying on the couch. I was like, yeah, she's just like there. She was on the floor over there. She's just chilling there. I'm just trying to say, okay, I'm kind of sure, like, I'm a good guy, look, whatever. But they're like, oh, you gonna let this stranger being here? I was like, yeah, whatever. It should be okay. I get ready and we leave. We leave. We go to a party somewhere. It's okay. I'm like, maybe I'm gonna meet somebody at this party and something's gonna happen or whatever, but it looks like it's not gonna happen. So I'm thinking, oh, I forgot there's somebody at home, and it was like, maybe like when I get there, something can happen later. Whatever. I'm thinking like that, but soon later, like on my way back home, I completely forgot about that person. I forgot she was there. Like, I just like, okay, I'm ready to go home. It's out of my mind. I'm not thinking that there's somebody at home. I'm just expecting nobody. And I open my door, turn on the lights, completely forgot there was somebody there. And somebody stand up and she just walks away. I'm like, what the? I was like, oh, I've completely forgot about her. And she left her shoe. I was like, okay, well, whatever. I completely forgot about her. And so the new version is different. It's like, oh no, but you fell on her, you did this. Like, they try to come up with a falsified story about that. And they're like, oh, you're gonna fight. Try to make you accept a false memory. No, I understand. Listen, I'm not perfect. I know the stupid things I've done, and this moment is none of that. But I remember there's some moments of when I was younger, in my earlier 20s, and there was like this person there, and like, my friend was just being funny and whatever, stupid thing like that. But they're trying to make this moment something where something happened. And so now the new version of the memory is coming up. A version where things is happening that didn't happen. A creation, as if they've created so much. Reality is not what they live. They are trying to break me down. They are trying to break me down and vilify me with creations of non-real things. Their job is to break you down and destroy your self-esteem and your ego and make themselves paint themselves into something they're not. To make you accept a reality they put together, because the reality is this. They experiment on human beings, including children and women. And like, what are we gonna offer you? What do you offer this woman? Death? Suicide? Trash. These people are pedophiles. They have come up with everything but the reality. So whatever is going to happen to me, please understand, I'm talking to people who are involved in doing what you see there. Sexual torture systematically implemented on women. And you hear this trash try to counter it, tell me I'm going to fight. Okay. Wait, yes, that doesn't sound like you try to disorient me. That is what you call the script. That's very much gaslighting. But of course, gaslighting is very a civilian type of wordage. But it has the same tactics, because what they do is to try to make you accept a falsified reality, falsified memory, a falsified perceptions, but at a intelligence community level, at a CIA level. But people who are signing up, creating psyops to block out the reality that these people are doing terrible things to women. So now they are here adding a new version to a memory. But they're like, initially like, oh, but the intent. Or you intended to, maybe when you go home, it's like, okay, I forgot about it, but I forgot about her by the time I got home. And it's like, oh, but what if she's like, no, I was like, maybe if she's there, like, we're there, maybe we can talk into whatever. But by the time I got home, forgot about her. She surprised me. I was like, what? Oh yeah, you're here. These people are trash. And then they try to start speaking, oh, you're gonna hurt now. I was like, look at this. Yes, I'll scream like these people scream. How many of these women scream every night? Freaking trash. I already get stabbed with their knives. Then do what you do to women. These people can make you feel like you're being stabbed. This theatrics will, I think at this point, is not only is a psyop, but it's a it's theater. They even, even on top of the scripts, they try to use this tonality. I know these people are so weak. I'm talking about mentally fragile trash that involve in this and try to come up with their fantasy, because this trash work for pedophiles. When I mean pedophiles, I'm sorry, let me be clear. The entities that are in charge of this, which is their money, because they, as you know, target individual, the psyop is always going to try to create a falsified reality. The psyop is to try to make you believe something else. Some people think those people are aliens. Some people think, it's this demonic people. Now, some people think, oh yeah, it's the next door 14-year-old. You see, it's none of that. It's a program run by the government that experiments on human beings. My psyops, oh, we're daring feminists. I've tried to, we're protecting, avenging. That is the psyop I have to deal with. I understand it's a psyop. And I see them as that. Trash. I'd rather be dying in hell than having to live life in this psyop while torturing, doing horrible things to women and children. This is a hell that's gonna end. Just like this trash psyop is gonna end. I'd rather die in hell. There's an end there. This trash will have fear of something they're gonna have to go through. Not because they're dying in hell. It's because their heaven consists of the nasty things they do to even children. To all my target individuals, these people will create a psyop and try to vilify you. Nobody's perfect. Accept your imperfections, recognize the falsifications, and know who is talking to you. Trash. And there's nothing worse than to create a psyop where they pretend to be like, oh, for what you did, and then they try to create in a program that does these things to women. And they are contracted to do these things. I'd rather die in hell. That hell is going to end. But God forbid there's an actual hell. This trash will be the first thing in. But not even that. We're going to die. All of us will die. The moment when we transition is going to be the scariest part. Especially when you're involved in this nastiness. Even if you die in heaven, you will transition. These people talk about death. I'll bring death into the topics of something they're going to go through. There is dignity in my death. Look at what these people are involved. They were gods. They will come up with their reality, like they call it. They create a fantasy. I will never let them live that. To all my target individual, I rather rot in hell than having to be involved myself in things that does in a program, in experiment that does these things, and then try to distance myself from the same exact thing that does this to women. Never. Never. I could never involve myself knowing that this is what I have to block out, or it's our money. To all my target individuals, don't let them vilify you. Don't accept any of this falsification, no matter how mad they get when they slam the door, no matter how gaslighting tactics they try to get you to accept. I mean, there's some things that are so ridiculous. To all my target individuals, stay strong.